It's 7:06 p.m. and we're going to call to order the Romeo District Library monthly meeting. And it's Wednesday, April 12th, 2023. So with that, can we do the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, so we have no public participation. So the next item is the approval of the agenda. And can we get a motion to approve?
Second.
Okay. And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. And the next one is the consent agenda. And can I get a motion for approval of the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. And this one is financial, so we got to do a roll call. Ms. Linda?
Miller? Yes. Servino Smith?
Yes.
Arsley? And
Yes.
Brent Stan?
Yes.
All right. 5 more minutes, we'll be done.
Yay! That's a short meeting? Are you kidding me?
It's not gonna be 4 hours.
I said we should have phoned
3:48,
it
just
down.
saying.
So, Claire, do you want to do
Yes.
your director's report?
Community outreach, we have a new outreach specialist, Sydney Rains. I'm gonna have her come to a meeting soon. She has started setting up story times at farms and orchards throughout the community.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, so in August, for example, we're going to be at Westview in one of the sunflower fields for a story
Wow.
time.
Nice.
And we're gonna pay, the library will pay the entrance fee for the people who register through us. And all of those folks can go in and pick a sunflower and listen to the stories. And
That's a great
Yeah.
idea.
so she's coming up with all kinds of things. She was at the Agape Center today to hand out information and do all that. So it's really coming together. She's been to Orchard Grove to issue library cards, and we'll start visiting them regularly. So
Terrific.
yeah,
That's great.
it's going well. We hosted the Chamber of Commerce's board meeting with a review of their strategic plan on March 30th. They had a pretty good crowd for that. It was an interesting meeting. It was interesting to see their strategic plan. And then another thing that I don't have in the report, but I wanted you all to mark down on your calendars in case you're available, the Night Under the Stars from the Chamber of Commerce is Friday, June 16th at the Douglas House from 6 to 10. So I'm going to try to go to that, but it would be nice if a couple of board members could be there too.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
Good. For facilities, Chuck's working on getting estimates for replacing all of our interior lights at Grosvenor with LED lights. And that's going to be included in next year's budget. We may even see if we can get it done in this fiscal year,
Okay.
depending. We're still waiting on a date for the rooftop unit installation. I've been in touch with the guy at System, and he's waiting to hear back from the people at Trim.
Okay.
So, we'll see. For Michigan
Is
Library,
it just getting the unit?
the unit is not at System yet. That's what they're waiting for, and then as soon as they get it, they'll schedule something for us.
Okay.
So, for Michigan Library Association, Heidi Gatsky, who's our newest children's librarian, attended MLA's Spring Institute in Ann Arbor this month. She reported there were many valuable and timely presentations. The MLA's lobbyist and its advocacy and legislative committee continue to work with state reps to further bills that would add libraries to the list of places that people cannot bring weapons. They're also working on a bill about dark stores, big box stores that go out of business and then no longer have to pay taxes. As long as the store is there, they want to make sure that they're contributing to the community. So they're working on changing that because that's certainly affecting libraries in some communities. For DSLRT, the Detroit Suburban Librarians Roundtable, at the March meeting, we had a speaker from SEMCOG, which is another long acronym, Southeastern Michigan Council of Governments. He shared a lot of information about electric vehicle charging stations.
We're gonna get
You're
one.
doing
right?
Are you getting one?
No, we've been talking
No,
about that
here.
downtown too.
Oh, here, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
The state and federal governments are very interested in getting more stations available for the public, and there's federal money available for installing stations. I'm looking into this for our parking lot so that we can be ready for the increased number of electric cars on the road.
That's a great idea.
So, I figure if you've got to be here, if you've got to be somewhere for an hour instead of sitting in your car
Oh,
and
yeah,
outside.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
we
we
have the
learned all
space.
about what kind of, we have the space, yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
We learned about the different kinds of chargers and charging stations and what we need and all that stuff. So it was really valuable information.
Good.
And SimCog has a lot of information on their website too.
So a lot of federal funding for that.
Yes,
Lot of
yes,
federal
they gave us links for all of that.
Beautiful.
For patrons, we hosted 2 Battle of the Books at Grosvenor in March, one for 9th graders, which is the first year we have worked with 9th graders, and one for 5th graders. For the 5th grade battle, there were 100 people in the meeting room, and we heard from several adults that they were thrilled their children had read so much, and some had said that this had reignited a love of reading for their kids. And then the thank you note was just lovely. I love that a mom took the time a coach took the time to
Yeah.
write to us about that. For donations, we received a $200 donation from Ally Financial for Mike Arcee's volunteer hours. We have also received several checks in the last couple of days for Shirley Deetlin. You don't remember her name? She was one of our regular patrons who passed away last week, and she told her family before she passed away that if anybody wanted to do something other than flowers, they should give money to the Romeo District.
Oh, terrific.
So we're anticipating a few more of those. I spoke to her daughter on the phone today.
Deedlin?
Yes,
Ah, okay.
I got about 5 checks.
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
she was just, and her daughter told me that she won the summer reading prize a couple of times. And she was a big reader and for as long as she could be a big reader. And she really enjoyed the library. And her daughter told me today that she judges libraries, or she judges communities by the quality of their library. And she said that this library makes Romeo look good.
Oh,
So-
that's great.
That was very nice to hear. It was
Yeah.
the start of my morning today. So, for technology, all of the Holds lockers are now, well, half of them were delivered to us damaged.
Oh, no.
So the final installation was delayed. They're now all up, but we're waiting for our system to create, I think we did the last step today, to create Holds locations so that it's on the drop-down menu, it'll say Grosvenor Holds Lockers as
Oh,
the
nice.
place you want to pick it up.
Yeah.
So once they finish all that, the Holds Lockers will be up and ready to go. But
It looked really nice.
don't they look cool? Yeah.
I was amazed. That
Yeah.
was really,
Can I have my
Really
board
cool.
packet put in those?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, at Keysar.
Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I did a statistics comparison for Class 5 libraries in Michigan, and we are a Class 5 library, and that's defined by a community that is
Yeah.
25 to 50,000 in population. And so it includes some very wealthy communities and some not so wealthy communities, so there was quite a range. But our circulation numbers are right in line with other Class 5 libraries in Michigan from 2022. We saw an increase of about 17%, and the average was about 18% in circulation.
That's good.
So
thank you for doing
we're
that.
right in line, yeah. Program
That's really
attendance
good.
could be higher, but our reference questions are not as high,
Mhm.
which surprises me because our librarians talk to a lot of people.
Right,
But library visits is very high
yeah,
compared to the average.
right.
And our total card holders are now over 17,000 with Romeo Community Schools cards. So, yeah, I just a snapshot to show you where we are in line with
Right.
other libraries that are
No, thank you for doing
comparable.
that.
Sure. Let's see, for upcoming programs, tomorrow at Keysar at 6 o'clock, there's a book discussion of Call Me Athena and French truck pastry, a French truck pastry truck will be at Keysar, so you can go out and get French pastries while you discuss the book. Yeah, or you could just stop at the library and we'll let you have French pastry. But that's at 6 o'clock tomorrow. And then come to Grosvenor for a presentation on the assassination of Abraham Lincoln tomorrow evening.
Is the French pastry truck gonna be here for that?
No. No. Saturday's Puzzle Day, which is always a good event. Teams come in and compete for time. Next week, on the 20th, author Colby Cedar Smith, she wrote Call Me Athena, which is our Romeo Reads book, will be here for a presentation on Thursday at 7 o'clock. We're really looking forward to that, and so is she. She's going to do a presentation in Ann Arbor on the same trip because she's from New Jersey. She lives in New Jersey now, but she's flying in and going to Ann Arbor and then coming here, so it should be good. Saturday the 22nd is Earth Day, so we have a program for children at Kezar, and then there's a spring craft at Grosvenor that same day. Thursday the 27th is a concert at Grosvenor for Big Barn Music. This is also a night that a 2-week series of basket weaving starts at Kezar. So if you didn't take basket weaving in college, this is
Now's your
another chance. Yeah.
Great.
Thursday, May 4th, we are welcoming author Ron Sandison for his presentation on autism called Views from the Spectrum. He himself is on the spectrum, and so it should be a really interesting presentation. Saturday, May 6th is our open house for the archives in honor of Preservation Week.
Yeah.
And then story times and regularly scheduled team programs are offered throughout the month.
Okay.
So.
Thank you.
Any other things you wanted to?
I'd just like
Yeah,
to
go ahead.
say, we did our managers' reports, and I think Teresa,
Therese, yeah.
did I say it right?
It's,
Is
no, at the end.
that,
It's just Therese.
Therese,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, she's our young adult librarian.
The teen services,
Uh-huh.
I think that has to be a difficult group to
She loves it.
lasso into
Yes.
activities.
They're
But
tough
she
stuff.
always, every month, has something, and she seems to be drawing more and more people in.
Yeah.
And I just have to say that I know everyone works at what they're doing, but I look forward to what is written about
That's so
her.
nice.
Because she really seems to be working to keep the young people coming into the library. And God, I love that.
They love her.
Yeah.
She's forever.
She hustles and they adore her. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've met her, and I just, I
That's
think,
great. I'll pass that along to her.
well, I think what she does is a big benefit to us.
Oh, for sure. Those are people who are going to appreciate the library for the rest of their lives because it's made a difference for them in their
Yeah.
important years.
She's like RDL's Miss Frizzle.
She is.
Or magnet school bus.
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions for Claire?
Well, I do.
Yes.
It's always the same one. Times. We have things that are scheduled, but on the upcoming programs,
Oh, I
but we
love
don't
the
have
programs.
times.
Sorry.
So one in particular was the autism one. I'd like to know the time on that one.
I'm pretty sure that's 7 o'clock.
Okay.
I would bet money on 7 o'clock for that one. Most of our Thursday programs are.
And Abraham Lincoln was?
That's 7 o'clock.
That's 7 o'clock.
Mhm.
Okay. Great.
That one should be pretty interesting. I've had a couple of, the librarian who's in charge of arranging that stops in my office occasionally and says, "Is it okay if he brings a gun?" No. No, it's not.
Wow. Wow.
But he's apparently going to bring ammunition that is not live. It's antique ammunition
Oh.
somehow. I don't know. I said, just don't bring anything to fire it with, and that'll be okay.
Right.
But this guy's really passionate about what what he's talking about, so she'll.
Jerry is very, yes.
Yeah, good.
He actually has traveled they have a tour group that travels from Washington all the way down to where Booth was captured.
Oh,
And, and it's like a tour bus thing.
that's cool.
And so he's really into that.
Passionate about it. Huh. Wow,
Yes.
okay. That's good, okay. Any other questions? Nothing? Nothing?
Okay.
All right,
I do, but it's down under old business, so.
okay. All right, next item is president trustee reports. Did you wanna start? Anything?
I can, it's just, the facilities look awesome, and, it's been, just great, a lot more walking outside, so I go by Keezer quite a bit, but no, it's been really great. The staff is amazing, your new circulation manager, she's just amazing, and then being able to talk about, outreach with her even some more.
Yeah.
From my day job, the way that, the hotspots have been, that is what we've been using nonstop for internet
Mhm.
in our office for like the last month, so it's just
Yeah.
that's been an absolute godsend.
Good.
So yeah, it's been good.
Good.
I'm still real pleased with all the programming we have going on and all the interest we're getting from the community, so
Good.
keep up the
We,
good work.
I'll address this in the strategic plan, but we're having the people who come to the adult programs, and we're gonna start doing it with the kids, fill out questionnaires about what else they'd like to see and how they would rate the program and stuff, and they're all just glowing, and they want more concerts, and they want more craft programs, and so
Okay.
we're gonna respond to all of those.
Okay, good. Anything else that you had?
I
wanted to
just,
mention, or?
the pictures that we had in our packet of the book,
The battle.
The Battle, is just exciting, and I hope I don't look at Facebook.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm not I'm not a techno person, so I don't even have Facebook, so. But I hope we've got them out so people can see them.
Yeah.
These smiling faces,
Yeah, they
this
do.
is what it's all about,
Yeah.
right there.
The team that won the 5th grade Battle of the Books was from Indian Hills, and the Indian Hills principal was here to watch the battle. So her son was on the team, but that's okay.
Good.
But
Okay.
It's been a long time coming, and so it's pretty cool.
yeah,
And then, from me, I really appreciate all the hard work you've done getting the new shelf thing out.
oh, the lockers.
The lockers,
Yeah.
that's really,
Yeah,
it's gonna be good for giving that extra flexibility, and I think that's great.
it's more access.
It's great that you had that
Removing
idea and
barriers.
that vision, and we don't really have that,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't. You do,
Okay.
that's why we do.
That's why I go to the conferences and stuff. I get ideas from other people. I'm not coming up with these things on my own.
Don't have to.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I will mention that I was a little early tonight, and I was sitting out front looking at the book, whatever you call it, book box.
The lockers.
The
Lockers.
Yeah.
And the Washington Township supervisor was coming up, and he knows me, and how's it going and everything, and I said, do you see what they're putting in right there? Because he had, I think a grandson was taking him in to get some books.
That's his son.
That is his son?
Sam's not that old.
All right, so I'm old. But, I said, that right there can save you some time. And he looks at it and he says, well, what is it? And I kind of explained what it is. And he says, oh, that's so great.
Cool.
That is, you know, he said, yeah, that would be, I said, order ahead
Yeah,
and just pick it up out of the box.
yep.
So,
So, him saying, so I'd like to just say something. What you just said, Bill, is the perfect example of when a board makes a decision, even if you don't support it, because you didn't support that originally, remember?
no, I
But
didn't.
now that the board passed it, it's initiated, it's
It's
been
happening.
installed,
Yep.
you're now supporting what was decided, so that is awesome.
That's wonderful.
That's an example.
It is, as
Great.
far as I'm concerned, as a member of this board, I will vote. If I am on the opposite side and it goes the other way, hey, that's the
Yeah.
decision of the board, and
You gotta support it.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
as a member of the board, I will. Right, I did not really think it was that big a thing, but I'm hoping there's still a little bit of,
But once that catches
We'll get
on.
there.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
it's
it's
gonna
gonna
be
be
big, yeah.
huge, it's gonna be huge.
Yeah, I think the numbers are gonna be, especially at
Yeah.
Kezar.
Yeah.
That's what I was just gonna say, especially there, yeah.
Yeah.
So do you think like by May 15th or something that it will be all hooked up and operating?
Oh, I think probably sooner than that.
Okay,
And as soon as it is, and we know that it's working properly, because we don't want to be embarrassed,
right.
we'll issue a press release and do
Okay.
a big push on
Great.
social media and maybe on the record and things like that, so,
Yeah, that'll be
Okay,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
thank you. No, that's
And it'll
great.
be in the next newsletter, so.
Okay. All right, so on to old business, strategic plan update.
Yes, and we made these fabulous big posters of the strategic plan, and they're still in my office. I forgot to walk them over here, I'm sorry.
You want me to get over it?
It's okay. Everybody's got it in front of them.
Right.
It's right behind the statistics page,
Page 17.
17, yeah. For the first goal, increase marketing and improve its effectiveness, the targeted emails to various groups is on hold because our ILS system, Polaris, which is what controls our catalog and our
Right.
database for patrons and all of that,
Right.
is not communicating with Savannah the way it's supposed to, and we're waiting for Polaris on that, just like we're waiting for Polaris on the lockers. So, once that connectivity and compatibility problem is resolved, we'll be able to start doing the emails.
Okay,
So we're ready to go, and Lisa already has them written up. They're ready completely. We just need this to work.
okay.
While I'm mentioning Orange Boy, some of you will remember Clark Swanson, who was the president of the company. He
Yeah.
came out and talked to us.
Yeah.
He passed away 2 weeks ago from cancer.
Oh.
So,
Gosh.
yeah, the company is, so Sandy, his wife, who has done a lot of the work with us too, is gonna continue things
Okay.
in his absence, but that was, he was only,
Oh my
in
God,
his
he
early
was very-
60s?
Very young.
Yeah, he ran marathons, all kinds of things, it was just,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
So, wanted you to know that.
Okay.
The establish an RDL ambassador program so that volunteers can share information is in its beginning stages, and Lisa is working on that. She's doing a lot of other things too, so that's one of the things on her plate right now.
Okay.
As far as nurture collaborations with the community, we have expanded the Battle of the Books to add 9th grade in addition to 5th and 7th grades, and we want to continue to grow the participation with that as well. So now that we're in the 9th grade academy for the pop-up lunch every other week,
Okay.
and at the middle school with the van every week, and the librarians are able to go into the schools to do the 5th grade promotion for that. We've seen the numbers coming back up after COVID, and we're going to continue to do that.
Okay.
The hire a part-time librarian. Instead of a librarian, we hired a specialist. She does not have her library degree yet, but we decided that she would be that we would take the chance on her and see how it went.
Mhm.
And she's doing fantastically.
Good.
So she's establishing new connections with people in the community and organizations, and I think she's talked to you, and she's really working on a lot of things. There's a new preschool going in across the street. She's gonna make sure that
Oh, right.
happens, and yeah. She's making me look smart by making that decision.
That's good.
So, for the archives, the complete digitization of, completing the digitization of the Romeo Observer, we're up to 1884, which means we've gotten something like 40 years done, 30 years
Wow.
done, something like that.
Wow. That's
We-
great.
Yeah, but we were hoping to have more done by this, but it's taking a little bit longer than we thought. So Carla and I were discussing the budget today, and we have decided to extend the internship of, so that Jen can stay on and keep doing
Good.
what he's doing. So, and he's
That's
really
excellent.
interested in doing that. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Have you
Yeah.
ever heard of, not to interrupt your, have you
No,
ever
that's fine.
heard from that group that was?
Nope. No, I think they're working on other things right now,
Okay,
but I have not had any communication with them.
okay.
Increasing the visibility and accessibility of archives through marketing and community collaborations. We have weekly Facebook posts from the archives, and they're getting a lot of likes and shares. More groups have visited the archives. I don't know if you saw in the archive report, but they had something like 55 visitors last month, which is a pretty big number
Wow.
Yeah.
for the archives.
Yeah,
So,
it used to be like
3. Yeah.
Are you attributing it a lot to like some of the social media posts and
Some
and
of
the
that,
outreach?
and more outreach. Emily is inviting groups in, and she's teaching classes and doing a lot more things like that. So she's doing a fine job. We're gonna keep track of the specific number of likes and shares, but we haven't tracked that yet. So
Okay.
we'll go back and do that. Programming, we've been collecting surveys after programs and are compiling that information for planning upcoming events. And it's just like what we found out from Orange Boy, that they want more craft and cooking classes and things like that, and that they want more concerts. They love the concerts.
Mhm.
So, and programs like Malicious Michigan about the murders, the true crime stuff,
Oh,
and the assassination of Lincoln and things like that are big draws too. So,
Okay.
You have some dark patrons.
we do. But that's okay. Improve and expand collections, start a library of things. We have started the collection. They're arriving. They've been delivered a little at a time, and we've got them on shelves in the back. We just have to start processing them and come up with the exact procedures for all of them. But we have things like a classic Nintendo game system that you'll be able to check out. We decided to stay with tech and tools. So we've got technology, and then we've got things like, it's a measurement tool to figure out where the energy is being used most in your home that you can go through and do that kind of thing.
Oh, that's
We're getting an
cool.
ice cream maker. I can't think of all the things that are back there. Quite a few tools to transfer old technology into new. So there's one that you can put film negatives in, and it'll
Oh,
make
yeah.
it digital.
Oh, gosh, that's great.
And so that you can save old. So you check that out and take it home, and you can do a whole project.
Right.
And then also VHS and DVD to digital. So.
Good.
Yeah, so we're working on all of that.
Make it the destination place.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And we're figuring out all the logistics for it, but we're getting there. And my goal is to have it, kick it off this summer.
Good.
So that we can put it in the newsletter and have that
Okay.
under control. For staying on the cutting edge of technology, the lockers are going to be ready soon. I'm also looking into a kiosk that you can check out either laptops or tablets from, so that you can come into the library and scan your library card, and it'll light up one of the devices, either a laptop or a tablet, depending on which machine you go with. And then you can take that and work on the computer in one of the comfortable chairs back by the fireplace or in the children's department while your kids are playing. And then when you bring it back, it'll start charging it again and it wipes everything out and takes it back to battery reset. So,
That's neat.
yeah, I think it'll be really cool. Our public computers, the desktop computers are not being, the numbers are going down, the statistics on use for those are going down. But we think that people are more apt to use tablets and laptops than they are to use the desktops when they're here. And we've had several requests for computers in the teen area and in the children's department.
Okay.
And this would answer that. We could have it in the lobby and then anybody could, and kids won't be able to just grab them. You have to have a library card to get it, so.
Okay.
What do you think, Bill? So we're working on that. To improve and expand Grosvenor, I had a meeting with Ann Dilcher, who is an architect from a firm called Quinn Evans. I met her at a meeting and she said to all of us, to all of the directors, if you ever get started on a project and you don't quite know where to begin, call me, I'll walk you through it. I'm happy to help you with that.
Good.
So I met with her yesterday morning, and she shared a lot of information with me, but she said the first thing, I told her how much we had in our fund balance, and she said she thought that the scope of the project I was talking about could be done for that amount,
Okay.
which would be fantastic.
Wow.
That made my day.
Yeah.
And she also said that we probably wouldn't need an owner's rep, like I had put in the strategic plan, because of the size of the project. She said if we were building a whole new building, it's a good idea. But for a project this size, the construction manager would serve that role, and we wouldn't need both. But the first thing is that we have to do an RFP, a request for proposals, for the design of the space. So I have gotten from other library directors recommendations for architectural firms that they have used for their expansions and building projects. And I have 3 that I could send the RFP to, and then we could post the RFP on our website so that anybody can. But Ann told me she could write the RFP for us, that it would be $1,200, but she said just talk to other library directors and see if they'll give you what they've done, and you can start from there. And she told me a few things to include in the RFP, so
Okay.
that would be, so I'm kind of excited about the possibilities there.
What percentage of the,
No, go ahead.
what percentage of the fund balance would you be using?
A large percentage of the fund balance. I know, probably 80% at
Oh, wow.
least, yeah.
Okay.
So our fund balance is pretty high right now, probably higher than is necessary unless
We've
we
talked
do
about
something
that for
like this.
years, for sure.
Yes.
It's been sitting
Yes.
there for the whole time I've been here.
So, yeah, and I don't know that for sure. I'm giving you a real estimate because until we see these design RFPs, until we hear back on construction costs and all of that stuff, I wouldn't know for sure. But I told her, I gave her a ballpark figure and she said, you could do it for less than that.
Okay.
So,
So would you be coming back before you do an RFP?
Yes.
Would you be coming back to the board to say, this is what I'm thinking of doing, you know, and say, okay, so yeah.
and I would like to entertain the possibility of having an ad hoc committee to work with me on that. If a couple of members of the board wanted to participate in that,
That's a
that would
good
be
idea.
great. Because we did that with the band and it worked really well.
Yeah.
That's a
So,
really good idea.
yeah.
No, that'd be good. Since we're kind of missing a few, why don't you put that on next month's agenda?
Yes. Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
So, not to, it looks like you're done with this.
Yes, ask me questions.
One question I had was, you know how the Shelby had a flood in their library?
Yes.
Is that all fixed now, do you know, or?
It is. They are still waiting for some of the replacement furniture and things like that.
Okay.
But they had to get all new computers It was the ceiling over their computer lab where they had everything, all of their technology.
Oh my.
So they had to replace all of that, and then it ruined a lot of furniture. Thankfully, they had a very diligent facilities manager who decided to go in on Christmas Eve and make sure everything was okay,
Yeah.
or otherwise it would have been even worse. So, but they are back open to the public. They opened in early March, I think.
Okay.
And for the first week they were open, the Friends paid for goodies for people who came back in, so they could have snacks and coffee and stuff when they came in, so that they could say welcome back.
Okay.
So, yeah, they're back at it.
That's good.
This is where,
Shelby Township.
Yeah.
They had a flood on Christmas Eve when it was so horribly cold, and their pipes froze and burst, and it was their brand new building.
oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Okay. All right. Thank you for that update. So when do you think you'll do the next one?
in another 3 months probably, unless there's more to share
Okay.
before then.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like how quickly so many of these things were implemented. And I know you work for a great board, so it's, it's not that hard to do that. But it's, particularly for me, it's the outreach van to see how quickly, because what I love about this board is that, you said next fiscal year, and the question was, well, why not?
Why not now?
If it's within the budget, why wait?
Yeah.
Oh, and look at how quickly,
Yeah.
because then, your circulation manager was then able to go, I know the perfect person for that, and act on those things instead of being restricted. And working with, I'm working with Plant Moran in my job right now, and, one of the things that they say is, and this is something to consider for our board as we start to go into budget talks, it is expected, if not encouraged, to amend your budget 2 and 3 times a year.
Yeah.
Because it's a flowing working document, and we really haven't done that. It hasn't been a practice here, and so I
Right.
guess as a board member, I'd like to just encourage you, as things change, don't feel restricted to what the
Yeah.
budget is. If something
Yeah.
comes up and you're like, I really like whatever, I think you have the support of this board
Right.
to
make
engage in
amendments
that
and-
conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
You guys proved it
Great.
in a very quick matter of time,
Yeah.
how you
Yeah.
want to pivot like that.
Okay.
Yeah, no, thank you.
I think,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
think we're getting a lot of input from the department heads,
Mhm.
and you're doing a lot more work with Carla. I think you're anticipating, and yeah, I remember we used to, it's a new meeting, okay, we got to make some adjustments here and
Yeah.
add some, but you're good at it, so.
Thanks.
Yeah. So the only thing I would maybe suggest is, you did that nice statistical comparison.
Yeah.
Throw that in your backup on the strategic plan. So,
Okay.
So like 2 years from now or 3 years from now, whenever it's, we're redoing it, right? Then you can kind of say, yep, we started at X.
And this is where we are now. Okay. Okay.
So that's good. Okay. Anything?
Good.
Okay. All right, new business. The item is information for director's annual evaluation.
Yes. I have gotten back a couple of responses from managers who did an evaluation of me and the job that I do here. And then I did my self-evaluation based on the questions that you all will be asked on SurveyMonkey. I answered those as well. So, so that they're not part of the packet I brought with me today. So I will send, you can pass these down, and you can take these home with you. But I will be sending out a link to the survey, the online survey, in the beginning of next
Just
week.
one,
Okay.
right?
It's just one. I stapled them.
Okay. Thank you.
I think I gave you enough.
You did,
Okay.
I found them, yep.
And you saved 2 for the other?
Yeah, I have 2 for them.
Okay.
I'll make sure they get them.
Okay.
Because I want you to be able to look at this while you're doing,
And yes, absolutely.
Right.
yeah, so.
No, that's great.
So expect to see that in your email next week.
Okay.
And I'll struggle with it every year, like,
What is your turnaround time on that? Will that be put in the email that Linda, that she usually sends it, so? I'm
Yeah.
gonna give you the email.
We'll need it before May 4th, something like that.
Okay.
All right.
Maybe a little bit sooner than that, but you'll have a couple weeks to work on it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right, the next item is proposals for painting at Kezar.
Mhm.
And you wanna talk about what you have here?
Yeah, the interior and exterior of Kezar are in need of new paint. This proposal was by far the lowest and includes repairs to drywall inside the building and woodwork outside the building. Not every contractor who came out was willing to do that repair work. So the fact that this one was the lowest and they were willing to do it was,
Okay.
I thought, an easy choice.
Where are they out of? Because there's no address on
They're, I know they're relatively local, but I'm not exactly sure. I know Chuck knows, but he said, for this one, he said he was booked through May, but he would probably be able to I asked if they'd be able to get it done before June 30th, so we could put it in this budget, because we have the money for it this fiscal year, and he thought that would be okay, so.
No, I thought, thank you for doing the 3. I know it's normal, but
Yeah, no,
Thank you for
Chuck
doing
has done, I have to give credit to Chuck. He's the one who got it all together and goes out and meets them and all of that stuff, and he does a great job with collecting those and following up with them and
yeah,
everything.
the
so.
3 bids, that was great. Thank
Yeah.
you.
where is this brush above painting? I don't.
There's no address. I'm not sure. I know Chuck knows. I know they're local, but I'm not positive. You looking them up?
it. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Let me ask a question.
Yes, you may.
Okay, so with, Naomi, with estimates,
Mhm.
so obviously, we did some homework here and we did go out and get these estimates. What kind of background does Chuck have on this company specifically? I mean, sometimes when you say, oh my gosh, they're the best price, they're way below everyone else, sometimes what looks too good to be true is too
Right.
good to be true, so.
Right. I am not sure. I wish I brought Chuck with me tonight.
I'd like to know a little bit about this company,
Right.
so.
Before we go with them. Yeah.
They are in Clinton Township. No, sorry, Harrison.
Harrison Township.
They're in
Okay.
Harrison Township.
I know that Chuck is with them while they're doing the estimates and answering questions for them, and he's asking questions of them.
Oh, as they go around and look at
Yes.
everything? Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
he accompanies them on the whole process because he doesn't let anything slide. And he said he felt good about them, but that's the most information I have for you, unfortunately.
Okay.
And I don't think, I know a well-renowned local painting contractor is Salcedo Painting.
Mhm.
I know he's already booked for the whole entire year.
That was an issue
I
with
mean,
getting
it's,
3 people.
you know, we're already in the middle of April, and
Right.
most people have been booked since before December.
Right.
And this is something that has been done, I wanna say twice since I've been on the board, and that's 15 years. Long
Yeah.
time. So I also understand the need to do it because it's
Yeah.
an old building and
Right,
it's been-
we
the
need
paint's
to
been
maintain it,
peeling for
yeah.
at least a year and a half.
Yeah. And the wood needs attention on the exterior for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah, there's some rotting going on for sure.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Mhm.
Any other questions, Bill?
No.
I know, just talking out loud, I think he done a great job getting the bids.
Mm.
And as long as, you know, like you said, Chuck's familiar with them
Right.
and he's walked around with them and he knows, you know, them, and half the thing is dealing with the contractors. And,
Right.
Absolutely.
you know, that's half the battle.
Right.
And as long as he's happy, then I'm happy.
Well-
Sounds like he's done his due diligence.
Yes, I believe that's accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, with that, I'm gonna ask for a motion to approve the proposal from a brush above painting for the painting of Kezar at 9,000, at 9,000.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
You want a roll call?
You want a roll call, yeah?
Yeah,
Elizabeth Miller,
Yes.
Sabrina Smith,
No,
RC,
yes,
and Grandstand.
Yes,
okay. So we're a no then, because we got.
That's a no, right, because you only get 3
Three
yeses.
out of,
Yep,
Gotcha. Oh, we haven't
Six.
had this one in a while, so we,
I
otherwise
really
it's.
need more information on the company.
Okay.
So you're dead in the water.
Okay.
So what about, so we could have a motion to table and represent?
yeah,
Do you want to do that?
yeah, let's do that.
Claire, do you want to have that official on the, in the minutes?
yeah, I think that would be great. I think
Okay.
that would be great, and we could do, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
If I may,
Yeah, go ahead.
I would make a suggestion, even though I don't want to come back for a special meeting, but I would be willing to come back for a special meeting because I
So get it
understand the
done.
timeliness of that. Would
Yeah.
that
That would work
suffice,
for me.
Therese?
Mhm.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, so, Linda, I'm gonna try and make this as succinct as possible. I will make a motion to table. This is why I love when they're written down. Scratch that. I'll make a motion to, reconvene on the painting of Kezar at a special meeting as needed.
I would support that.
Okay, great.
Okay. So that's, you're the second?
Mhm.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Okay. Very
Great.
good.
So simple.
Alrighty.
Makes sense. That works.
So if that's necessary, just, if you could just give us a heads up, if any, who is not available during the day at all? Like, even if it's an early morning thing?
Kind of-
Okay, okay, I just didn't know if
Yeah.
either one you work remotely or anything. Okay, fine, okay.
Mondays and Fridays I work from home.
Okay.
Okay.
The trees wouldn't be able to make it during the day.
Depending on what
During
time
the
you're
hours.
talking.
Okay.
Okay.
You wanna do it before, 7:30?
I could do that, I'd be having my coffee, I might be in my pajamas.
What do you think, 7:30, Bill?
Okay, we'll keep it, alrighty then.
Alrighty then. Okay. All right, well, that's good. So there's no public participation, so can I get a motion
So
to
moved.
adjourn?
So moved.
All right, get a second?
I will second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, very good. Thank you, everyone.
Alright.